Buffs Nation, what's going on? I hope you're all having a wonderful start to your week. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. As you noticed, if you're clicking on this video, if you're watching, I got an intro video. I got a long-awaited partnership now with this channel. Really excited to talk about that. I want to give you my thoughts on some more insights that I had on the Pac-12 Media Day that happened in Vegas just a few days ago. And we got a lot to talk about in terms of Charles Lester. I mean, this is a big week. He's coming here on an unofficial visit. I believe it's unofficial, but he will announce his commitment on Friday. So a lot of things to cover. First off, let's talk about the channel. As you know, I have been teasing this partnership with Yomartez for quite a while, and we're finally here where we've worked it out. We got the deal live, all of that. But my friend Martez, he makes wonderful, really cool, unique lifestyle, streetwear apparel. So please go check out his website. If you ever shop from his store, use the code SCOBUFFS. You'll get 10% off your order. And me and Martez, we're working on some really cool Buffs Coach Prime theme gear. I'm not an artist, as you can tell. I mean, this is my background. That's still in the works. But we're going to be bringing some really cool apparel for you guys. Hats, shirts. We might do a windbreaker. You know, you've probably seen me wear this 90s brand windbreaker. He's got some really cool stuff on his website, so y'all be sure to check that out. Let him know that David Talks Buff sent you. Really cool brand. Really excited to partner with them for this upcoming football season, and we might have some more things coming up. Y'all need to go subscribe to him. He brings top quality Buffs content here on YouTube, and he's been one of those guys that I've been able to develop a friendship with here on YouTube. So let's get into some of the fun stuff. Pac-12 media. It was great hearing Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders give their interviews, and the biggest thing that comes off to me having watched these press conferences is that these guys ooze confidence, and they are not intimidated one bit coming into this conference, moving up from the FCS level, moving up from HBCU into the Pac-12. And hey, if you've been listening to this channel for a while, you know that I'm not worried about their transition here either. I do think that Shedeur Sanders is going to break every single season passing record we have here at the school. And if he puts up numbers similar to what Bo Nix put up this past year, that would be incredible. And Travis Hunter, on the other hand, he remained himself in these interviews, and I really love that. You know, he wants to play both wide receiver and cornerback. He's not giving away any hints on, he's not giving away any hints on where he'll see more time out throughout the year, kind of holding the cards close to the chest, if that's the right expression, or the vest. Y'all let me know in the comments what the right expression is. But the biggest thing that I've seen and that I've taken away from this Pac-12 media weekend is how much bigger the Buffs brand, and particularly Coach Prime's brand, is than anybody else in the Pac-12. I mean, we're looking at the total YouTube views for the press conferences. I've seen this on Twitter. I've been looking at it too, but as of today, I mean, it's just insanity. You have Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders leading all video views with 128,000 views for the Pac-12 Conference YouTube channel. Coming in second place is Charles Kelly at 45,000 views right now. You know, he took the place of Coach Prime as he was recovering from surgery. He did a wonderful job. But then, you know what was the third most? Caleb Williams with just a little over 5,000 views. So when you got the defensive coordinator doing 9 times the views that the reigning Heisman Trophy winner is doing, I mean, that is remarkable. And again, with this whole conference media stuff still in limbo, with the Buffs not sure where they're going to be in the conference, or not sure which conference they're going to be in next year even, you cannot evaluate, these conferences cannot evaluate CU by the traditional criteria that they use to evaluate programs on if they should be brought into the conferences. You cannot deny it now, how big of a brand he is, Coach Prime is, and where the Buffs are going with him at the helm. And I don't think that this is going to change negatively at any point. It's only going to grow as time goes on. This is the baseline when we're talking about media exposure, the demand. It's only going to grow more throughout the year, and I cannot wait to see the TV numbers because we have a very competitive conference, with Oregon, Washington, USC, and then the back-to-back conference reigning champs, University of Utah. But I'm already projecting right now that CU is actually going to outdo all of them when it comes to viewership this fall. And there needs to be a conference, whether that is probably most likely the Big 12. But hey, maybe the Big 10 or the SEC wants to take a shot. I mean, come on, please. That would be ideal. But which conference is going to take a bet? Is going to make a bet on Coach Prime and CU? We're going to have to find out. But you cannot deny that. Which leads me into this. Charles Lester needs to come here. And I think he's going to be committing here on Friday. I could be wrong. I'll hold a party so we can all watch along together and see how this goes, as long as my work isn't going crazy. But Charles Lester, he needs to realize that coming here, he's going to get more eyeballs on him than at FSU, which sounds really weird and foreign and odd to say because FSU is a traditional college football brand. It's one of the biggest brands in college football throughout my lifetime, definitely. And I mean, this just speaks to what is happening here when you will come here and you will get more exposure, no doubt, than the reigning Heisman Trophy winner that resides in LA. That's just insane. So you're going to be able to come here, get the coaching that you need, learn from somebody that they cannot replicate, no other school can replicate, and put yourself on a path to the NFL. I don't know how you can turn that down, all while being in a place with great weather. Again, y'all don't know this if you don't live out here, is that the worst Colorado weather that we get in the winter, it's January through March. That's in the off season. These guys aren't really going to have to worry about super terrible weather. We usually don't get a lot of snow till after the holidays. That's usually how it is. We'll see if that's how it is this year, but he's going to be able to come here, improve his conditioning, because the altitude is going to have a really big positive effect on that. He's going to be able to train, focus on football, away from any distractions that he might have, staying close to home, and really lock in and focus on football. And Boulder's enough removed from Denver where it's like you can live in Boulder, focus on what you need to do, and then when you want to get out to the city or get out further into the mountains, you're able to do that in your free time. But the location, the scenery, the facilities that we have at Boulder, it's all set up so that you don't need to worry about any other distractions. You'll have great weather. We got top-notch coaches. And when you're talking about NIL, growing your brand, the DNVR guys were hitting on this the other day in their podcast I was listening to. You can focus in, grow your brand that is going to translate over to the NFL. You're going to come into the NFL with a brand already established. You're not just going to be getting money from NIL collectives. You're going to be getting real endorsement deals. They're going to be having a whole YouTube channel dedicated to him, like they, helped Travis out with, for example, or Shiloh. And this is the best place for him to be. You're going to be around Cormani McClain. You're going to be around Travis Hunter. You're going to be around all the other veterans that we have in the secondary. Why wouldn't you want to come? It's just a little far from home. That's the one thing with Colorado. But man, it is so impressive to see what Coach Prime is doing with Colorado. Again, we are in kind of a dead zone being in Colorado. Outside of Denver, there is not much around in the Mountain Time Zone. I mean, the Broncos, they have a more national fan base, but they can be overlooked at certain times. And we've seen that happen with the Nuggets, that people were really late to the party with what was going on here because it's just easy to overlook what's going on in the Mountain Time Zone. And what's crazy is that the eyeballs are not overlooking CU based on location. And that is nothing short of miraculous. So I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit subscribe or consider subscribing if you haven't. Please go check out Yomartez. We're going to be bringing you some really cool Colorado gear quality, some stuff that you've never seen from any of these other places. I love all these other places. I own a lot of Buffs gear from a lot of different places, but there's going to be nothing like what Martez and David Talks Buffs are going to put out. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Really appreciate you all. Once again, I'll be back later this week. And as always, Sko Buffs.